We're here because we want to be a listing magnet, and I've titled this class so many different things, and it's kind of a compilation of all my favorite classes in one. So just a little bit about me. That's me. I'm a water baby. I love the water, and Facebook just reminded me yesterday that a year ago today that picture was taken. That was our family trip to Belize, and absolutely loved it. As a water baby, we are making it a point that, well, prior to COVID, that we're going to travel to the top 10 places to retire in the world that are in the blue zones. And so Belize was last year, which was awesome, and Costa Rica. I'm Canadian, so you have, permission to make fun of me if there's anything I say that's funny along the way. Point it out, because sometimes I don't realize. Point it out. Do you hear that? Okay. And I love tater tots. So ladies that are from other states, when I come to visit you, you got to take me to the best place where the tater tots are. And I would say those are my two happy things, tater tots and thrift shopping. And that's kind of, yeah, if I was, I don't know if I've ever done the two. I don't eat when I'm thrift shopping, but if that was possible, I probably would. And this is where we're selling houses, Seattle, Tacoma, Olympia area, and we love referrals. And so for all of you who are out of state, this is kind of our territory where we serve. So why do I get to be your trainer instructor this morning? I'm passionate about this topic. I've been with Keller Williams my entire real estate career since 2003. And over the years, I've kind of been in every position that's imaginable. And baby steps, I'm just really good at that, good at little baby steps towards the things that I want. And I'm always learning and growing. And so my husband, Mike, and I have a team here, and we live in University Place and serve the greater Seattle, Tacoma, Olympia area. So what's this training, gonna do for you? Put in the chat right now, like, what about this class got your attention? Or, what is it that you want to get out of this? I mean, obviously it's you want more listings, but what do listings mean to you? Let's share in the chat box real quick. What do listings do for you as a real estate agent? Why listings over buyers? I'll give it a second and we'll see what you put in the chat box. Listings will give me more time or more flexibility with my time. Yes, absolutely. And it's leverage, meaning that you put a house on the market and it can sell while you're still at home in your jammies, right? Other agents are out there showing your listing and essentially bringing you an offer. And so it gives you more structure and leverage, more control of your schedule. Buyers are exhausting right now. You need more listings. Agreed. Buyers are needy right now, especially in a seller's market that we're in here, because they see something that's of interest and they got to jump on it as fast as possible because things are flying off the shelves. And so that can be stressful. And especially right now, if you're a mom in real estate, if you're not a part of our Millionaire Moms group, we'll drop the link in the chat box and I'll share it later. But as a mom, especially in real estate right now, listings are where it's at because it really does give you more control and more time back. So that's why we're here. That's why we want to talk about more. We want more listings. So let's begin with the end in mind. Do you really want to be selling real estate forever? Like, have you noticed that real estate agents don't really ever have retirement parties? They just go listless and then they die. Like, I don't know. I mean, when was the last time you were invited to a real estate agent's retirement party? And so the question that I have is, do I really want to be working this hard forever? And I don't know about you. I ultimately am, I want to say lazy, but I don't want to work, this hard forever. So statistics tell us that the wealthy of the world have multiple income streams. And this was a picture I took last year at Keller Williams Family Reunion. Jean and Rebecca Rivers have one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 income streams, and they're all bringing in different amounts of income, so that maybe when you have a more lean month in your real estate business, you're not freaking out because you've got other income streams that are supporting you. And so ultimately that's what we want, right? Is that we want to set up a business so much so that you could sell this business to someone. I could reach out to Christy and I could say, hey, Christy, let me see your client list. I'd love to buy it from you. And Christy's like, absolutely. Let me show you what I've done. All the times I've called, text, emailed, and within command, it does all of that for you, so that now you're going to have all this data to share, so that you could essentially sell your real estate business and retire out and go on to other projects or things that you want to do with your life. So at Keller Williams.
I'm sorry, Rebecca, would you go back to that last slide and explain to us what all of those points are? I understand obviously the profit sharing, but I don't know what MCs are.
Thank
you.
Yes, we have so many acronyms at Keller Williams. The first one is market centers. So those are actual Keller Williams offices that are available for purchase, sale, or investing in. And so over the years, they have invested in Keller Williams offices and bought in a franchise. And so that's an opportunity for everybody. Then they've got the North Florida title. So they've actually purchased ownership into a title company, which is also an option for us. Then 7th level means that they had a real estate team. They started building a real estate business just like you are right now. And then they got an assistant, and then they got a transaction coordinator, and then they got a buyer's specialist, and they've built a team so much so that they could step out of their business, and it's running at what we call the 7th level based on the Millionaire real estate agent model. Profit share is that anytime you join Keller Williams, you're asked the question, why are you here? Who influenced you? And so they've influenced people over the years, and that's bringing in $125,000 of profit share. Consulting is coaching and consulting, speaking engagements, and then real estate investments. And so they're purchasing properties that are either flips or cash flowing. So those are their income streams. And what's cool about real estate, you guys, is there are so many different kind of other income stream options that we have. I mean, you could get into staging. You could, purchase a post and sign installation company. You could have a whole construction division of your business because Lord knows we need handyman on a regular basis when we have inspection items that come up. So the whole point is that you are a business owner when you can physically leave for 3 months and your business is still successfully selling homes. That's when you know that you are a true business owner, because it's functioning without you being in the business every single day. So to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. Now, there's some people on the call that may or may not be with Keller Williams. So Keller Williams agents, the day you join, you've got 4 income streams that are working for you. You have your real estate sales when you're selling homes. You have your real estate investment properties, which is, buy a home first and foremost, and then buy investment properties to either flip or cash flow. We have a whole class we'll talk about in just a second on the next slide. Then you've got referrals, and we've got a bunch of people right now on this call that aren't from the area that you're in. And so are you being purposeful about making friends in your feeder markets? We're going to talk about what that means and how you figure out what your feeder market is. And then fourthly, you've got profit share. And so every time that someone joins and says, yeah, I'm here because of so-and-so, the owners of the company are sharing their profits with you for helping the company grow. So as we go today, there are going to be, like I said, a couple of different forms that if you need them, let me know, and then we can follow up with email. The other one is the net worth. If you haven't calculated your net worth recently, going into business planning season, it's important that you know and that you're tracking on a regular basis, like quarterly. what's my net worth? And even if it's just a couple of $100 of increase, it's a good thing, and you want to be tracking it. So what is it that differentiates those who achieve at a high level from those who don't achieve or accomplish as much? I mean, there's a lot of real estate agents out there. What is it? Why do agents kind of get stuck in a rut of just kind of selling the same amount of homes every year? Well, Gary Keller went and did the research, and it's mindset, attitudes, and approach to life. And ultimately, it's those who treat their business like a business. They don't treat it just like another sales job. And over the years, I've taken a bunch of different classes, and I'm going to kind of combine a few of my favorite points into today's class. So the principle of greatest leverage is that when you focus on the activities that really truly matter, instead of the 80% that don't, your chances of success will increase significantly. So let's ask ourselves the question. Grab your pen and start taking a couple of notes. How many listings do you want? So think about what's the most amount of listings you've had at one time. Maybe it's 1 or 2 or 5 or 10. And double that number and say, I want 20. How many do you currently have? And do you have the key boxes and the checklists and the systems and everything set up to be able to do whatever that bigger number is? And that's what I did. I kind of had this moment where, I don't even remember what year it was. I have to go back on Facebook. But anyway, I wanted to 10x my business, right? I wanted to take everything that I was doing and times it to the 10. And so I went and bought 10 more key boxes. And I took a picture of the key boxes, and I just said, these are my future clients that I'm praying over right now. If you know of anyone that's buying or selling or, needs real estate advice, please call me. So are you thinking bigger than just what you've been doing on a regular basis? Affirmations and mindset are a big part of things, and hang around me long enough, I'm a big believer in my prayer board, and we're going to have another class on that. What you focus on truly does expand. And every single morning, I write out my affirmations in my journal. And, I was prepping for this class, and I was thinking back 5 years ago. And in 5 years ago was 2015. And up until that point in my personal sales business, I'd sold, 20, 30 homes every year. There was definitely a pattern showing up. So do you have a pattern? Like think about this right now, just for a minute. Do you have a pattern in your real estate business? Are you an agent that consistently closes 50 homes a year or 30 homes a year? There's patterns that show up, and I saw it. And it was that I'd never sold more than 30 homes in a year. And I was sick of it. And I'd gone to all these classes of everyone saying, oh, I can double my business in a year and still have a life. And, I was like, I'm ready to I want that story for me. So I got bold and I wrote down 77 homes. And then every single day of 2016, I wrote down, I double my business in 2016 effortlessly. I sell 77 homes in 2016. Now, looking back, I closed out 2016 with 66 closings, not 77. However, I'd done what I said I wanted to do, which was get out of that rut. Most agents feel stuck and they just don't even know it. They just kind of feel antsy and they don't know what to do about it. And so what's going to happen today is you're going to kind of get a little restless and you're going to get antsy, and it's going to be good because we're going to talk about actual things that you can go do to increase your listing business. Sound good? All right. Are you still with me? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, cool. So how do you break through? Well, you've been doing everything up until this point very naturally, what comes naturally and what comes easy, essentially. And if you really, truly want to see a fundamental breakthrough, you've got to get training, coaching, and consulting. And you got to just then break through that ceiling of achievement where you've just been doing things naturally, enthusiastically. To be able to see something different in your business, you got to show up differently, and you've got to come with the energy to say, okay, I don't know everything, and I got to bring in some focus, some strategic options, follow some models that are proven, systems, and then be accountable to someone to actually make it happen. So in the next few moments together, we're going to talk about 5 different ways that you can go about bringing in more listings into your life. First one's your sphere. Second one's farming. Third is business to business. Fourth is Keller Williams referrals. And then 5 is online Facebook leads. First one is sphere. Coming from contribution and offering the following. I don't know about you, but no one likes to get cold calls. So I like to come up with ideas and ways that I can warm call people. And what that means is I'm offering something of value that I think is truly, honestly going to help you or someone you know. And one of the things that we found works great is classes, workshops, webinars, seminars. So before COVID, and then during COVID, we've hosted what we call the Millionaire Real Estate Investor Workshop. And all of you have access to this information. So I'm going to stop my share for this one real quick, and I'm going to show you. While I'm getting this all set, in the chat box, tell me if any of you are real estate investors. Do you own property that's cash flowing right now? Say that's me in the chat box. Okay, I'm gonna go and share my screen, and we're gonna go over here. And I need to get out of this mode so that I can share over here. Okay. So on the screen, can you see that I'm on kellerinc.com? Maybe, maybe not.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool, thanks. When you go to resources, and then the third option down is Millionaire Real Estate Investor, all of the things are here for free. How to host the workshop presentation and the PowerPoint, the workshop client workbook, and then the instructions of how to be the host of the investor workshop. So you just download, and then personalize it to you, and then go and host a how to position yourself to invest in real estate webinar or class or Zoom call, okay? And then what I'll do is I'll go back in here and share the link. But this is free. Anyone can use it. And so this is what we used to host the How to Invest in Real Estate seminar. The next one was the downsizing workshop. Now, the downsizing workshop, it's pretty cool because really all you're doing is you're taking your listing presentation, right? And you're sharing it with multiple people that specifically want to talk about downsizing. Don't overthink it. That's really all it is you gathering a group of people together and talking about what they need to do to prepare their home, what repairs they need to make, what repairs they don't need to make. And then just talking through how in the market that you're in to walk them through the steps of downsizing. The next one is giveaways and drawings. And so we do what we call a reverse bold, where instead of us calling all of our people are calling in and reaching out to us. And so we've done this a couple of different ways. Through COVID, we've done the gratitude giveaway for spring, summer, and fall. And you want to find something that's of value, and that's going to vary. I mean, we just gave away a $200 Yeti and a family portrait package for a $200 value. So find something of value, and then say, I'm wanting to give this to you, and so call us during this day, this time, and you'll be entered into a drawing to win. And just make sure that that's something that your state will allow for you to do. Number 4, the VIP referral program. So in this book, it actually outlines how to go about it. It says, Create a VIP referral generating program. Educate your people, ask for help, and reward the behavior. Repeat these 3 simple steps over and over and over. Treat the referral source better than the referral. Always show appreciation at every point. When you take the referral call, when you meet with the referral, when you do business with the referral, and when the transaction is complete. So the question that I had was, am I doing this systematically? Like, I would remember on a whim, oh, I need to call Rachel and say thanks for that referral. However, was I doing it systematically? No. And so I had to update my listing checklist so that every time I went on a listing appointment, I'd call the referrer and say, hey Dee, thanks so much for referring me to Rachel. I just finished with the appointment. It went really well. This wouldn't have been possible without you putting your name to me. Thanks so much. And then on the checklist, hey Dee, it's me again. Thanks so much for sending me Rachel, because now we got her house on the market. It's live. Is it okay if I tag you on Facebook? You can share it, like it, and see if there's anyone that wants to buy her house. And then on the checklist, hey Dee, it's me again. We just got an offer on Rachel's house. None of this would be possible if you hadn't supported my business in putting your name to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then it closes. And just like we focus on, you know, what gifts to give clients, do we put just as much energy and effort into thanking the referrer? Do you send a thank you gift and say, hey, all of this happened, or let's go out and celebrate, or let me send you dinner? There are many ways that you can do that to treat the referrer better than the referral. And then 5, a happy house anniversary. So do you remember Publishers Clearinghouse? Does anyone remember? I'm totally going back in time today with all my stories, but Publishers Clearinghouse, remember they'd show up at the front door with balloons and this big check, and it was like, hey, congratulations, you're the winner. Because you just spent hundreds of dollars on books and magazines. And so as a real estate agent, there's no better time to reach out to your clients than on their house anniversary. And so we're tracking our house anniversaries. Go back. Some of you have been in the business a really long time. Go back right to the very beginning on the multiple listing. Pull up how many homes you've sold and when they sold. Put that into your database tracker, and then get a reminder every single month to review upcoming client birthdays and upcoming house anniversaries. No one tracks a house anniversary. However, it isn't weird for you, the real estate professional, to call or to show up or to surprise and delight them because it's their house anniversary. And so we do this every month. And here's an example. We just got some balloons for the 15-year anniversary. And I got a little cupcake and I got them to put the number 15 on it. And then I showed up like Publishers Clearinghouse at the front door and celebrated their 15th house anniversary. Now, you could do this for every single year. This is also a prompt for you to be able to run a updated CMA and send them, hey, curious what your house is worth now that you've lived there for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And so just, if you're not doing this, this would be one thing that I would say is of huge value, is celebrating their house anniversary. Because obviously this post is then shared with their friends and family, and you can make more friends that way. So let me pause, and I'm gonna just pause here for a minute and stop share. And I'm just curious, are there any questions? I'm not able to look into chat when I'm sharing, so I just wanna double check and see.
One was, do you use BombBomb?
Okay, that's a great question. So I don't use BombBomb. I know BombBomb is something that a lot of people use and have great results with. I personally have my VIP list that get phone calls and personal video messages either through text or through Facebook Messenger, or videos through Facebook Messenger. So BombBomb is something that's a great tool. I just have chosen not to spend the money there. I spend it in different ways. That's a great question.
And what is BombBomb, and what would you think about doing with it?
Yeah, BombBomb videos are videos that you can record and then blast out to your database. So your contacts, and you can see who's opened them. You can see, did they watch the whole video or just portions of it? It's a really cool, cool tech tool. So,
thank you.
Any other questions in here? I haven't invested.
What is the spiraled book that you hold up that I see you refer to during some of our webinars? What is that book?
This is the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And there it is, Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And it was a story compiled from agents who had net $1 million in their business, or they started tracking who actually had net worth of $1 million and how they got there, and put it into a book. And it's like a recipe
I have
book.
that book, but it looks nothing like that.
That's okay.
Mine
I just preferred the round bound so that I could, have a flat page.
So it's the same book that I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, let's keep going. So farming, to increase your average sale price, how do you do that? How do you increase your average sale price? Well, you have to be purposeful and focused about the activities that you're doing. So for instance, if you're currently sending out just listed, just sold postcards or letters around the listings that you have, one of the things that you can do is you can choose to scrub that list when you ask the title company to send you the list for tax assessed value of 400,000 or more, or 600,000 or more. So you can get really specific about who is receiving the mailers that you're sending. So that's one way that you can increase your average sale price. Now, one of the cool things is wherever you live, there are people that own homes near you that don't physically live in them. They live out of state. And depending on their circumstances, maybe they had to rent because, they had to move, and at the time they didn't have equity in their home. Well, most likely now they do, and they just don't know it. And they're waiting for you to reach out to them. So take a note card, literally just grab a stash of note cards and go and ask your title company for a list of non-owner occupied properties where they'll show you that the address doesn't match the physical address of the property, and send a handwritten note and say, hey, Kara, I'm Rebecca. As a real estate agent living and working here in the area, congratulations, you've gained equity in your home. If you've ever thought about selling, I'd love to help. And pop in your business card and send it. And people will call you because they don't know what they don't know. And you're a local agent that lives and works there. They're going to go, oh, she's got a pulse on what's going on, and let's keep her information so that it, when the lease is up on this place, we'll consider selling. That's a great way to get listings. Second one is expired luxury note cards. And so you can go and run an expired list of homes that expired off market. And you don't have to just do the last 6 months. You can go back last 2-3 years, and you can be purposeful about the price point when you're scrubbing that list, and only send handwritten note cards to the ones that are over a certain particular price, so that all the activities that you're doing are making your phone ring. However, they're making your phone ring with that specific group of people in mind based on price point. So look at the activities that you're already doing, and then just ask yourself the question, could I be doing this more purposefully to attract a higher price point type client? Now, bonus is, do we have anybody in our group that is military or spouse or family member of military? If you do, say that's me in the chat box.
Yeah, that would be me.
Awesome. And so thank you for your service. And one of the things that's super cool, you guys, is I'm from Canada. I don't have family in the military. And when I started running these lists of out-of-state owner, non-occupied owner lists, I was sitting there, handwriting these note cards, and there was APO. Now, if you're military, this is language that I wasn't familiar with. What does APO mean?
That means they're out of the country.
Exactly. And so what that means is that if you're military and that's language you speak, you can target other military and send them a letter and say, hi, my name's Michelle. And, this is my connection to military. I saw your APO address, and I just wanted to say, as a local realtor living here, you've gained equity in your home. I'd love to interview for the job when it's time to sell. You're always looking for ways to connect and find something in common with other people. And quite frankly, that's something I don't have in common with people. So if you're on this call and you are military, do that. Do something so that it stands out. We sent an email the other day to somebody, and it's my husband, is Azusa Pacific alumni. And so you name drop, oh, I'm a mom too, or, oh, I'm Canadian too. Like, I'm a part of all these Canadians living in America Facebook groups. That's right. I'm a part of groups that you can't be in, just like you're a part of groups that I can't be in. And so are you thinking strategically about how to connect with people? Like, oh, we've got that in common. By the way, if you ever need help with real estate, I'd love to interview for the job. Okay. So I get so excited. Like, I can't even talk right. I get it. Okay. All right, let's talk about business to business. Who feels the rumble of a listing before it's a listing? If there's one thing I could go back and hit reset of my real estate business, I wish I would have been more purposeful about these relationships early on. If there's one thing you leave from today, go make friends with an estate attorney, someone who is writing wills and writing trust documents, because people that have something to leave have a will. Normally, people that don't have a whole lot to leave don't. And so you want to make friends with estate attorneys, and estate attorneys are friends with other attorneys. And so look through your list of friends and family and clients and find someone who would know someone that could introduce you to an estate attorney. And then state the obvious. Just say, hey, Bobby, look, I know that in your line of work, you've got 10,000 real estate agents that you're BFFs with, okay? I want to be 10,001. Would that be okay? And then at that point, don't ask for anything, because they don't know you, they don't trust you, they don't need to like you or trust you yet. The fortune's in the follow-up at that point. You're going to like them on their business page on Facebook. You're going to link them on LinkedIn. You're going to send them a handwritten note card. And so help me, you're going to go find someone who needs to write a will. And you're going to look to bring value to that estate attorney. And one of the ways we do it locally is every January, we send out a letter to our entire database, and we say, hey, we will pay the $250 consultation fee for you to go meet our favorite estate attorney. Just mention our name and we'll pay for that consultation, $250 value. You know how many people have actually taken us up on that offer? In the chat box, give me an idea of how many people have taken us up on this offer. We've sent it out probably, I would say, at least 4 or 5 times, 4 or 5 years worth. How many people do you think took us up on this $250 consultation offer? 25, all of them. Great idea, everyone. 2 people. However, everyone got the gift certificate Everyone got the letter. Everyone felt and experienced the value that we were willing to give. However, I've only spent $500 on the consultations because people get busy, they forget, or they've already got one or whatever else. Okay. So just saying, this is a big deal. Now, financial planners, tax accountants, carpet cleaners, handyman, landscapers, the script is really easy and you can use the same one for everybody. Who wants to be my volunteer? I need someone that that will pretend to be.
I'll do it.
Carpet cleaner. Okay, awesome. Thank you. So ring, ring. Hi, is this the carpet cleaner?
It is.
Hi, my name's Rebecca. How are you doing today?
Hi, Rebecca. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I won't keep you for long. I just wanted to call. In my line of work, a lot of people ask me for trusted carpet cleaners, and I was just curious if you are taking on new business right now.
Oh, we are. We're slammed, but we always have room for more.
Cool. Okay, so who would be the ideal client location-wise? Like, what's your territory? Where are you located, I guess, first of all?
Well, we're located pretty central between Tacoma and Federal Way, so we kind of like that strip of I-5.
Okay, perfect. And so how far north would you go? Would you go to Bellevue?
You know, we would consider it, yes.
Okay, for like the right size job or whatever?
Sure,
okay.
Yeah.
And then how far south? Would you go to Olympia?
We'd go to Olympia, yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, I would love to send some business your way and add you to my favorites list. Would that be okay?
Oh, we would greatly appreciate that.
Awesome. What's your email address?
KaraCleansCarpets.com.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. Well, I know you're busy. Go have a great day, and I look forward to sending business your way.
Oh, I look forward to it. Thank you very much.
That's it. That's the script. You use it for estate attorneys. You use it for carpet cleaners. You use it for handyman. You know, how far north do you go? How far south do you go? How far west do you go? How far east do you go? Who's your ideal client? I'd love to send business your way. And then that's it. They don't know you. They don't trust you. You don't ask for anything at that point. Now the fortune is in the follow-up because they know 10,000 real estate agents. However, those other 10,000 real estate agents are not going to do the follow-up that you're about to do. You're going to put them on a smart plan follow-up. You're going to send them a handwritten note card with business cards. You're going to like them on Facebook. You're going to link them on LinkedIn. You're going to go find business to send their way. Then you're going to go leave a review on their business page and their Google page, and you're going to do everything you can to help that person genuinely build their business. That person is going to want to reciprocate and do the same. So then you just tell them, hey, Kara, thank you so much. It's goodness, I think we've 1, 2, 3, 4. We've sent like 5 clients your way, and you've taken really great care of them. So I was just going to ask a quick favor that when you're out cleaning carpet, or when someone calls you and says they need their carpet cleaned, would you be willing to ask them why they're getting their carpet cleaned? And if anyone says, oh, it's because I'm selling my house, would you be willing to say that, you know someone that would love to interview for the job of helping them with that?
Oh, I would. I would love to return some of the referrals you've sent us.
Awesome. Thanks so much. That's it. I don't feel weird asking for referrals at that point because I know I've invested in her business. Go invest in other people's businesses and they will return the favor with amazing referrals for your business. Okay, so now this one's a cool one because we've got some people on this call that aren't even from our area. So think about where you're from. So where were you born and raised? Drop that in the chat box. Where were you born and raised? Like I'm from Abbotsford, BC. So drop it in the chat box where you're from. And many times people say, oh, I'm not from here. I don't have a big, large sphere of influence. So how am I going to make it in real estate? Like I barely knew anybody when I started in real estate here because all my family was north of the border. Southern California, Stillwater, Minnesota, Tacoma, South Carolina, Puyallup, Chehalis, Salt Lake City, San Francisco, Cumberland, Rhode Island. Okay, regardless of where you physically live right now, you probably still know people in those places that you were born and raised. So what you want to do is you want to reach out to real estate agents that live there and that work there, and you tell them, hey, I've got friends in Rhode Island and they're not going to do anything with real estate this month. However, in the next 6 months to 9 months, they might be. And when they do, I want to make sure that I've got a contact locally that could be a really great helper for them. Would it be okay if I gave you their name and number? So here's the deal. It's not immediate business. However, before you hang up the call, you're going to say, oh, by the way, do you know of anyone in Washington State, or do you know anyone where I live? I'd love to be your referral partner. And then you go into the referral network, add them to your network, and then you put them on a smart plan follow-up. So one of the cool tools, and I'm going to share my screen and go to Google Chrome and show you why does it do that? No, I don't want to do that. There we go. Okay, so we did the Keller Inc. one. Okay, so here. Are you seeing my screen right now that says KW Command? Awesome. So when you log into KW Command, you guys are a part of the world's largest referral network in the world. And it's at your fingertips right now. Look, click here, go to referrals, and then you're going to click grow my network right here. This button right here, it says grow my network. And then you're going to pay attention to this. There's a drop down right here next to production. When you click on this, go to referral patterns. Referral patterns show up and they tell me where I am potentially going to be sending people to, so then I can go over here and start making friends with people in those areas. Or I can flip it and hit sent, or the other way around, received, and who and from where are referrals coming from, and then be purposeful about going and making friends with agents in those markets. Those are feeder markets. Now, let me flip to one more screen. Can you see this? It says how money walks. Thumbs up if you can see that. Find the state that you're in. And then over here on the right-hand side, it's going to say where they gained wealth from. California, Oregon, Illinois, New York, Alaska. We lost wealth to Arizona, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, South Dakota. I can't even tell you how many people I've talked to recently that were buying second homes in Arizona or moving to Idaho, Montana, Nevada, South Dakota from our area. It's true. So, oh, look, Abbotsford right there. That's where I was born and raised. That's where my mom lives. Okay, so feeder markets, make friends with people in the areas that are potentially going to be sending you business. Okay, back to our presentation. Run an ad on Facebook that's going to target people who are potentially going to sell their home in the next little while. So for instance, this is one that we did. What really needs to be done before you sell? It may be less than you think. Call or email me and we'll talk. So run an ad, because really only people that own homes are going to be curious about having this conversation with you. Okay, so what we've covered so far: spheres of influence, how you can celebrate people's house anniversaries, right? You could host a downsizing workshop. You can host how to invest in real estate, and you've got the free PowerPoint on kellerinc.com. We've talked about farming on purpose to increase your average sale price. We've talked about business to business referrals. We've talked about Keller Williams agent to agent referrals around the world. We've talked about online Facebook leads that you can potentially post to attract sellers. And so I'm curious now, I'd love for you to drop in the chat box, what's something I said in a new way, or what's one thing that you've learned or that you just haven't heard before, or it was just a really good reminder of something that you can potentially go and apply to your business right now for it to grow, specifically in the realm of listings. So I'd love for you to drop in the chat box right now. What are some of the things that you've heard that was most impactful? Michelle says, I'm so excited to look for those APO addresses. Absolutely, Michelle. I love it. Military. Yeah, that's it, you guys. Like, that's something that you can do on purpose. I always write an anniversary card, but I like the idea of the celebration. So showing up with a cupcake or balloons or something special, definitely. Kara, thank you. Estate attorneys, definitely, because estate attorneys have amazing listings, and many times when the families can't agree, they just assign, the attorney is the one who assigns the agent, and that one's a big deal. Also, non-owner occupied is good. I really like the idea of out-of-state sellers. Kendall, thank you. Scrubbing expired list for luxury homes, Kate, thank you. Being purposeful about referrals. Being purposeful overall, Rachel, yes. Estate attorneys, also family law attorneys, definitely, you guys. So that's good feedback. And I think, you know, just like we all get into the rut, we kind of just do what we're doing, and having this conversation today, it's just a reminder of the things that we might go and do a little bit more purposefully, or, you know, maybe do a little bit different. And so now let's just talk about a few bonus things. These are the things that we've got like a couple of minutes left, right? Okay. So I'm super passionate about the fourth income stream, which is profit share. And so one of the things that I'm now doing on a monthly basis is treating it like its own division. And so just like we have a meeting every month where we review our profit and loss for the business, we're now having a meeting where we review the numbers of our family tree within profit share. And so this slide shows how many lives have been changed. So 46 people have joined Keller Williams, and they said it was because of me. And a total of 143 people, because those people go and then tell their friends and family, and it's all over, not just here locally in Washington State. We've got them in Florida, and we have them all over the place. So how purposeful are you being about that fourth division of your business? If you want to kind of get into that monthly call and that conversation where we look at the reports and kind of geek out on some of those numbers, let me know, because that's like my serious love language. Here's my contact information, Rebecca D at kw.com with any of the questions. And then all the different links and things. If you've got any questions whatsoever about moms in real estate, you should join our Millionaire Moms group. And when it comes to, life goal setting, a couple of the things that I'm working on right now, like I said, is the Life by Design, kind of the calculator sheet, the allocation form of how you can figure out exactly what the survival number of units, how many homes do you have to sell to actually survive, and then how do you spend the extra money purposefully. For me, obviously, I am loving the opportunity to be able to invest in real estate. And so as real estate agents, that workshop is amazing to teach, because that's the best way to learn, is to teach the class on how to become a real estate investor, right? So here's a map of all the different areas that we serve. Like I said, there's Seattle, Tacoma, and Olympia, and I live kind of like right in the middle of all that. And then here's the book D you were asking, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, The Millionaire Real Estate Investor, Flip, Hold. I love this one. Love, love, love the yellow book. Shift is an amazing one. The 12 tactics for how agents survive tough times in real estate. And they essentially wrote that book the last time we went through a real estate shift, which is awesome. There's Shift Commercial. And then The One Thing, which is the amazing book. And if you want the kick-ass guide to goal setting for 2021, let me know. I can share that as well. So, okay. Any other questions? Before, I think we're done. I'm going to stop my share. Any other questions let me see. What else is everybody saying here?
Now, I was just one thing I wanted to add is when people sit there and need to remember when they're doing Facebook, reaching out, trying to friend people or send something on Messenger, that they're not going to get it delivered on Messenger if the people haven't accepted them. So if they're sending out a whole bunch at one time and wondering why they're not getting a response and it's crickets, they need to accept you first before they can get that.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Leon. And there's that little hidden inbox, right? You have a hidden inbox within Messenger where you're receiving messages from people that you are not friends with yet. And a lot of it's just junk and spam. And be careful, because that's something I noticed too. Good point, Leon. Is personally for me, like when I just get a blind friend request, I don't accept it. Like if they're not going to take a few seconds to go in and like send me like a line like, hey, I'm in real estate too, or hey, I saw your post on this group and that's why I'm reaching out to you. Or if I can't click on their little profile and see within the first 2 or 3 lines like who they are, what they do, or whatever, and we don't have any mutual friends in common, delete. So what Leon's saying is, yeah, take a little bit of them. If you're sending that message, just know that they're not going to see it unless, so you do it simultaneously. So I love that. What else? Oh, thanks. I do get excited about this. There is no doubt. And you guys, I think that's it. Is we are in such these are trying times, and you know, my 15-year-old is downstairs working on school study, and then I've got to go in and approve lessons and whatever. I feel for the mamas out there that have multiples at home right now that are younger. Like, I was thinking about that. I was a single mom of 3, figuring it all out on my own 5 years ago. And I have the utmost respect for single parents right now in the midst of all this crazy, especially if you don't have family members nearby to, you know, to help carry the load. And we've got to give ourselves grace, and we have to take time, like moments this morning, to remind ourselves of all the different things that, you know, we can be doing. And then of all those things, pick one. And then of just one, what's one thing you can go and do in the next hour based on what you've heard in the last hour? Because they tell us that those who go and implement within 24 hours of hearing a new concept are more likely to then see the actual impact of that change in their life or their business. And so, anyway, thanks for joining. We're going to have lots of other classes. Business planning for 2021 is coming up. The power of my prayer board is another one that I'm working on for vision board and prayer board. And if you've liked this idea of lead generation, I've got a few more classes that I don't even have the dates of. I think we just sent them out. We're going to go deeper into lead generation marketing tactics of the 36-12-3 class. And then I think then we get into for sale by owners and expireds. So anyway, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and thanks for jumping on. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon.